When I was beginning to look at what seemed to be the reasons that some communities succeeded and other communities failed, which was in the 1990s, I was noticing that about 90% of the communities that were trying to get started in the 90s failed. 90%. And only about 10% succeeded. And I wanted to know why. I was very curious, and also I was upset because the communities that would fail, sometimes they'd fail with a mutual goodwill parting, like, ah, well, we can't afford this, let's not do this. Or, well, every time we try to go buy land, some big developer comes and gets the land so that we can't get the land. Or, gee, we're trying to raise our small children and we can't meet often enough to pull this off. We've got too many family obligations. But much more often, people failed because of horrible conflict, sometimes even with lawsuits. So there'd be these people in court duking it out with their hired gladiator lawyers. And they had started out with ideals of friendship, connection, harmony, shared resources, making the world a better place, making their lives a better life. And there they are in court. And this was breaking my heart. So I wanted to know, okay, the communities that are succeeding, what are they doing and not doing? And those that are failing, what are they doing and not doing? And are they different but opposite things? And they were. It was so astonishing. It was like being a permaculture designer and observing the landscape to see if there are any patterns here. And there were totally very obvious patterns. And I thought, oh my God, somebody ought to write this down. So what were the things the communities were succeeding doing? They weren't all doing these things, but most of them were doing most of them, and some of them were doing all of them. So here they are. Common mission and purpose. We're going in this direction here. Who we are, what we're doing, why we're doing it. That's our future. We're on the same page. We're going down the same road. Extremely important. Perhaps the most important thing. A fair, participatory decision-making method. Not some sloppy, haphazard thing like, oh yeah, I think maybe we should do that consensus thing. How do you do that? Oh yeah, we have to all agree. No, 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 no. If it's going to be consensus, get formal training in consensus. How does it work? Specifically, how do you do this thing? Don't try it on your own at home. Learn how to do it. But whatever the method, make it fair and participatory so everyone in the group that you've agreed to are the group members who are making the decisions, not the visitor who just arrived, but the people in the group, are having a decision-making method where we all have input into the decision. We all influence the outcome. We make proposals. We agree on proposals. We might change and modify them, and then we implement our proposals. Fair, participatory decision-making method. P.S. If it's consensus, get training in it first. P.S. P.S. Have new group members get trained in consensus, if that's what you're using, before they have blocking privileges. Have them learn how to use this wonderful, big, significant thing known as consensus before Joe, new person, can block everything the rest of you want. Get that fellow trained first. Make it a requirement of your membership, I would suggest. This means that you learn how to do consensus if you're using consensus, and you get somebody in the group trained to train the new people. Offer trainings twice a year or however often you need to do because of how many new people are coming in. It seems to make sense to be on the same page about what is our decision-making method and how do we use it. I could say more about consensus, and I hope you'll ask me to because I've got lots of information that might be helpful. Okay, moving on. We make process and communication skills and focus something important to our group early on. We don't put it off till later. Oh yeah, we'll think about that touchy-feely stuff later. No, no. We get good at it now. We have a conflict resolution method in place for when we might ever have conflict. Will we ever have conflict? Yes, we will, being humans and probably not yet enlightened. Although, who knows, a bunch of bodhisattvas could get together to create community, in which case this wouldn't apply. But unless you're in the bodhisattva community, please get a conflict resolution process in place early on. And what do I mean by process? how we talk to each other about how we're feeling, and working out issues where at least one of us might disagree or have an emotional charge on how we're disagreeing. We could not agree about something. Oh, I think we should paint it red. No, I think we should paint it blue. But we're kind of easy about it. No charge. But as soon as one of us has a charge on what we're going to paint that barn door or whatever, that's a little bit of conflict. We need to have ways to deal with this. Good communication skills. Please make it important early in the group's life. Okay. I have to flag Frog Song Co-housing in Cotati, California, which is in Sonoma County. They made process and communication important right from the get-go. They had money in their budget to hire consultants to come in and talk with them and teach them various things, and they got really skilled as a group early on, which pays off for them now. So, I recommend this. We honor both head skills and heart skills. As I say often, we know how to do budgets, strategic plans, cash flow projections. We know how to work with lawyers, accountants, CPAs, realtors, contracts, agreements. We know how to do that world because we're starting an organization. We also have the right brain skills, the heart skills. We can share what we're feeling. We can be open and honest and transparent. Hello, this is who I am. Take a look. I'll be real with you. We can vision together and co-create what it is we're going to do together. We can play together. We can have a good time together. We can build camaraderie and trust and connection and support by what we do. Another one here. We do things specifically to build trust and connection. We don't just assume it's automatically going to happen. We do things that create a sense of knowing each other and getting to know each other better. What could this be? Well, playing together, sports outside, singing, playing music, dancing. Dance is a universal piece. It's a good one. Storytelling evenings, which doesn't have to be in the evening, where we go around and we tell significant events from our lives that really moved us or scared us or touched us or grew us or spiritually inspired us. We tell each other deep, important, personal things. Or we put several people in the center of the circle on little low chairs and they tell each other hugely significant things and we all sit and witness and listen and connect. Eating together, creating meals together, cleaning up together, work parties. Rudolf Steiner says, you create connection on a spiritual level if you move the limbs, arms and legs, and vocal cords. So, talking, sharing, singing, dancing, working, eating, cleaning up, things we do that moves our bodies or our voice. Good old Rudolf Steiner, he can't be wrong, too wrong. I mean, he invented all these things like Camp Hill communities and Camp Hill education and Waldorf schools and biodynamic agriculture. I listen to Rudolph. When he says something, I listen. Okay.